Hey, how goes it? Throwing down here, doing a test run of another Game Boy game. Unfortunately, I'm terrible at it, but I might as well go ahead and see how it is. So let's see. You're here with J4C4. Yes, glad you've joined me at sucking at this test run on this game. So anyway, Bikkuri Nekketsu Shinkiroku Dokodemo Metal. I probably fucked that up in my attempted horrible pronunciation, but otherwise, in the US, this one was called Crash and the Boys: A Street Challenge. Unfortunately, I'll probably end up playing that at a later date too. So, Technos Japan, American Technos. It was released on NES, Game Boy, and Virtual Console. Game Boy on July 16th, 1993. Sports game, clearly, I guess. So let's go. Crash and the Boys Street Challenge, released in Japan as Bikkuri Nekketsu Shinkiroku Harunaru Kin Metal. Okay. The astonishing new records of Nekketsu Distant Gold Medal is a 1992 sports game for the NES by Technos Japan Incorporated. A Game Boy version of the game was also released in Japan only. The game featured Olympic-style contests without rules or regulations between 5 teams. The games included 400-meter hurdles, hammer throw, swimming, rooftop jumping, and fighting scene. It was released for Nintendo's Wii Virtual Console on September 14, 2009. The game has 4 different teams to choose from, as well as a 5th computer-controlled team. Each team have 5 members, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, making some better suited to certain events than others. Before each event, players have the opportunity to go shopping in the mall to buy power-ups for their characters. These items are paid for through the various medals that each team achieve as they progress through the challenge. But since the winner of the challenge is the team that collects the most medals overall, players must be fairly judicious in how much they spend. There are 2 types of events in the game: individual events, hammer throw, and rooftop jumping, and head-to-head events, 400-meter hurdles, swimming, and fighting. In individual events, each team takes turns individually. Ranking is determined by who gets the most points. The head-to-head events take place under a single elimination tournament format, in which one player against another in a series of heats. The player who successfully defeats both of his opponents will get to compete against a member of Team Thornley for first place. The game can be played by up to 4 players, since there's never more than 2 teams competing at the same time. The 3rd and 4th player can play simply by alternating between the 2 controllers. Thus, a 4-player adapter is not required, unlike other Kunio-kun games. Plot: Theodore Todd Thornley IV has had enough after being humiliated once again by his rival, Jeff Crash Cooney, and his blue-collar buddies from the South Side High School at the All-City Track Meet. He has decided to issue a challenge to Crash, inviting 2 of the other elite high schools to participate in the challenge, plus an additional team sponsored by his wealthy father. Todd has seemingly stacked the deck against Crash and his boys. Southside High, Nekketsu High School, Crash, Jeff Cooney, Kunio, Cheese, Rico Romano, Shugata, Stingray, Raymond Garcia, Morimoto. Oh, that's just, it doesn't really matter. So anyway, schools: Washington High School, Hanazono High School, Lincoln High School, Reiho Academy, Jefferson High School, Inter-School Union, Team Thornley, Oklahoma High School. Okay. The 400-meter hurdles event is a one-on-one race that features different sized hurdles that need to be avoided in different ways or be turned into weapons. The event ends either when one player loses all their stamina or they both cross the finish line. The hammer throw golf event is mixed with golf rules in that the player has to get the steel ball into the hole in the least amount of throws. This event is held with each contestant alternating. The swimming event, also known as water slaughter, is a game of endurance as the player and his opponent attempt to drain the stamina and oxygen of the other by drowning each other. Rooftop jumping or skyline scramble features each participant alternating in an attempt to see who can finish with the best time. The spaces in between the rooftops vary and require different techniques to cross. The fighting scene or judo event is a one-on-one fight in which each player uses a variety of judo moves to attempt to subdue the opponent. Street challenge is a localization of Bikkuri Nekketsu Shinkiroku, originally part of the Kunio-kun series and a sequel to the 1990 Famicom game Downtown Nekketsu Koshinyoku Tsurayuki Deiyun Dokei. It's the 8th game in the series, released for the Famicom and fit to be localized for the North American market. Like previous localizations of the series, see Renegade, Super Dodgeball, and River City Ransom, the game's graphics and plot were altered to make the game marketable outside of Japan. The actual scenery for the sports events were changed, while the original Japanese version represented the events as a part of a legit Olympic tournament. The backgrounds were changed in Street Challenge to go along with the urban setting. The 4 main teams in the Japanese version, Nekketsu, Hanazono, Reiho, Rengo, were composed of established Kunio-kun characters such as the Double Dragon Twins, Ryuichi, Ryuji, and were all returning characters from Koshinyoku of the 4 main teams. Only Rengo the Union did not represent a specific school, being composed of students from several schools. The CPU-controlled team Thornley was originally the Oklahoma High School team, the Seoul American School in Shinkiroku. Well, that's all great. I guess good to know. It's just, okay. So anyway, I do want to thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. I'm going to cash out here in a moment. Part 1 over, and see you next time. Bye.